What's good, you YouTubers? NeoNexudus here, bringing you a deck update of my Volcanic deck profile for the November 9th ban list. Not a lot has changed, to be fair, and to be fair, I probably didn't play this deck for like the best part of a whole format since the Volcanic chain got banned. But with the recent decease of my Clownblade deck, I decided to go back to Volcanics for a bit of fun, and it still works alright. Yeah, we lost a bit of consistency with the Volcanic chain, but the deck still works. So, here's the deck list. We've got 3 Volcanic Rocket, which searches you out your Blade reloads from the hand or the graveyard. My lovely 3 Ultimate Rare Volcanic Shells, which is basically your draw fodder. Your 3 Volcanic Scatter Shots, which is like the main card of the deck. You send this off of this, and you nuke your entire opponent's board monsters, and then you can burn them 1500. 2 Royal Firestorm Guards. I've gone down to 2 because of a card that's now in the deck. Now I'll show you that in a bit. But I felt 3 was a little bit cloggy. Yes, 2 is a bit fragile, but like seeing it that consistently at 3, it's kind of bad. Still running the Summoner Monks. I know Maxi's a massive thing, but the ability to pitch a spell and then go into Rocket and get a search, then make an overlay, it's too good an opportunity, and you can just sit on the Monk and Rocket. You don't have to overlay, so they get a 1-for-1. It's not ideal, but, you know, shit happens. Still playing the 2 Tratrix Murmillo. I still think this is a really good card in the deck. Lots of searchability. And it's another normal summonable monster, which is something this deck's really lacking. So, counting the normal summonable monsters that we just want to summon any old how. 2 Tratrix Murmillos. 2 Summoner Monks if you have a spare spell in hand. And the 3 Volcanic Rockets. You're not going to be summoning your shells. And you're not going to be summoning your scatter shots. So not those. And you only really want to normal summon your Royal Firestorm Guards is when you have your 4 targets in graveyard to shuffle into the deck and draw 2. That's the only time you really want to summon them, unless you are really that desperate for a play. So, yeah, moving on to the spells. You've got 3 Magic Planter. I'm still running 3. 3 is really consistent. Sometimes you see it without this card, which can be annoying, but shit happens. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! If Konami wanted the game to be fair, they wouldn't have designed it this way. Still runs triple Pot of Duality for consistency. We don't really special summon. We only special summon with the Summoner Monk. We're still playing the Wildfire because this card is like a chainable Dark Hole. So it's another way for us getting our Blaze Accelerate into the graveyard, which is sort of hindered now because of the Lava chain, whereas before you could just send it straight from the deck to the grave, but obviously now you can't. Book of Moon and Raigeki because they're staples. I've snuck one instant fusion in here. Basically, I took out one of these guys for an instant fusion, just so I could play Nodin and recycle Rocket and shit. I know they don't get their effect, but the ability to just make a rank 4 and recover is really good. So, like this, going to Nodin effect, bring back a Rocket, or this, or this, or this. It's just really good. I think it's only good as a one-off. I don't think I would run more than one. There were a couple of times that I wish that I could had more than one, but one seems to be fine. Still playing the double MST to fuck with floodgates. And I think that MST's needed. That's just my personal opinion. I won't run a deck without MSTs. I did that at Nationals with Fire Fists, and I severely regretted it. Moving on to the traps, we're still playing the Ring of Destruction. I still think this card is absolutely amazing in this deck. You know, you do so much burn damage with your scatter shots. I think, you know, Ring for massive damage is just too good an opportunity to pass up. And it's changeable, so... Still playing Pair of Mirror Forces. Mirror Force is a really nice card. I've always liked playing Mirror Force. But with the way the format's shaping up, with like Cosmos and shit like that, Mirror Force may have to change into D-Prisons or Storming Mirror Forces. I do have a pair of those. So, yeah. Then we're playing Bottomless, Time Space Trapole, and Treacherous Trapole Nightmare for our search targets for our Treacherous Murmillows. Bottomless is a staple in my opinion. Time Space is pretty good, especially with the pendulums coming along, because if they just pendulum 5 from the extra deck, you play this, and then you shuffle all those pendulums and monsters into the deck. Yeah, you take 5k, but you're probably going to win that turn, or the next turn. And then Treacherous Trapole Nightmare, it's another form of effect negation, and it can still fuck with shit. Still playing Triple Finch Chain, because obviously the magic planters, and it's a continuous trap, it negates effects, stops attacks, blah 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 blah. Vanity's Emptiness, kind of standard really. No special summoning, and I could turn it off with Magic Planter. And then of course, the heart of the deck, Blazer Reload, pitch a Volcanic monster, and then draw a card, and then obviously if it's Scattershot, then you send the other two, block the field, burn 15. So yeah, that's the main deck. On to the extra deck. Okay guys, here's my extra deck. One Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, one Infernal Flame Vixen, I'll describe her in a moment, one 101 Silent Honor Arc, one Heartland Drago, double Castel, one Gokuga Samurai, one Steel Sworn Roach, one Daigusto Emerald, one Abyss Dweller, or Obese Dweller, one Gokuga Cowboy, one Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, one Satellite Diamond, one Satellite Deltros, and one Nodin. Right, Dark Rebellion's back in here because he's a massive beat stick, and to be fair, it does come in handy. If there's anything this deck is lacking, it's attack points, so Dark Rebellion helps. Infernal Flame Vixen, she goes up to, I believe it's, yeah, this card gains 500 attack until the end phase, so it goes up to 27, and then that's by detaching material, and then when it dies, you can target 3 monsters in the graveyard, so that's like either's, and banish the targets, so that's really really good. And it's just 2 pyro, so that's like your rocket and your firestorm. Yeah, now that I've gone down to 2 firestorm, you're not going to summon this as often, but I still like it as an option, because like 2/7 beat stick, you're not going to turn your nose up at it. Honor Arc, because I like to nom on opponent's monsters. Heartland Draco, I'm running this card because we are running a lot of burn, and the ability to just poke for 2k and get game is just like really 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 good. Double Castel, because Castel is Bay. One Gokuga Samurai, because I really don't make an extra deck without him anymore. He's OTK potential. Steel Sworn Roach, you may remember this guy from back in the Generation 4 days when Synchros were running Rife. But Steel Sworn Roach, I'm running this guy because I really, really have a hatred for Infernoids, and this guy can, like, negate the summon of an Infernoid monster. So, yeah. Infernoids fuck up with this deck, and they fucked up with my Clownblade deck, so... And with Cosmos becoming a thing, I think that Steel Sworn Roach is kind of good. So, that's just my meta call. Augusto Emerald, because we like to recycle, and we are 1 Royal Firestorm Guards down now, so, yeah. Obese Dweller for negating graveyard effects, pretty standard. I think you got to main this. Gokuga Cowboy, literally just there for game. Then Ptolemaeus Diamond, Deltaros, those Trinity, because Ptolemaeus can make Diamond by detaching 3, which is where the Deltaros comes in. Or if you are able to go to your main phase 2, you can just stick this guy on top of this. I mean, it's a very rare chance in this deck that you'll get 3 level 4s to make him, but he is an option. So, it's mainly just there for Infernoid hate, quite literally. And then Nodin, because it's just recovery play, the ability to pay 1,000 to make a rank 4 is just really, really, really good. I'm kind of glad that Konami didn't hit this, but I think that they're going to hit it next list. So, yeah. Onto my current side deck for this deck. Okay guys, this is my side deck. Keep in mind this is just for my locals. You obviously have to change up the side decks to whichever your event you're attending. So I run the 2 Vela and the 2 Maxi. I run the 2 hand traps in the side because I really can't think of anything to take out the main for them. And with the amount of draw power this deck has, running these hand traps is just like really good, especially the Vela, because the ability to just sort of power draw into Vela through Blazer Reload and Magical Planter, and then obviously a duality on top. And then if you're lucky, you can also get a Raw Firestorm guards off. So that, yeah, Vela's pretty damn good if you're just sort of running a lot of turbo draw power. Maxi, literally just to apply pressure, and it's another draw method, because we like to draw cards in this deck. Third MST because I'm main 2, and there is the very odd occasion that you do need to side in a third, so yeah, like I said, I don't really make decks without MST anymore after Nationals because I learned my lesson the hard way. I play 3 Master Restrict, lovely Ultras. He's going to go up in price come the Monarch deck, but I picked these up at Nationals for like £2 each, which is really good. So basically, I run the Master Restricts because of Infernoids, and obviously future going forward Monarchs, but many Infernoids for the moment. My theory behind this card over Iron Wall was the fact that Iron Wall stops me banishing my Blazer Reload, and if they have an established board and I draw Iron Wall late, and I had the ability to scattershot or obviously, make rank 4 that can sort of spin him into the deck or on Normans like Castellan 101. Iron Wall's no good in that situation because I have to set it and wait. Now I have to do this with this as well, but Iron Wall stops me playing my Blazer Reload from the graveyard, but this just locks the Infernoids out of tributing their monsters to banish my shit. So if I go Scattershot, they can't then go tribute, banish a Scattershot, and then, my deck kind of falls apart after that. So my theory was, let them summon all the shit they want, and I'm just going to Scattershot it away. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case today, but hopefully that theory will prove true in the future. I ran the 2 Shadow Mirror because, obviously, this being, well, we ran a sort of next format tournament a couple of days ahead. Like today's like the 5th, or no wait, today's like the 7th. Yeah, today's the 7th of November. So we got like a couple of days left before the new ban list hits, and we thought we'd just sort of use it as a practice tournament. Honestly, I didn't know what people were going to be playing, so I knew that was going to be like at least one hero player being there, and Shadow Mist is the dark, so Shadow Mirrors. But I didn't know if anyone was going to be playing BA and stuff, so, or if someone was going to try and keep the Shadows alive by trying to focus on Shekhanaga or something, I don't know. So, yeah, they were just sort of a tech, if you like. Double Mind Drain to fuck with Psyframes. Literally, I really cannot stand Psyframes. At the moment, my 2 pet peeve decks are Psyframes and Infernoids, but primarily Infernoids, because they're so sort of sacky, and I'd say they're luck-based because of you never know what you're going to mill. So, in that sense, they are lucky. So you get lucky mills, you mill like 3 straight Infernoids off of Charged Light Brigade, At least with like Psyframes, you get a rough feel of what they got in their hand. So Mind Drain was to fuck with that. Plus, it's a continuous trap, same as the Shadow Mirror, and same as the Master Restricts. I can turn them off with Magic Planter, and that's really good. Mind Crush because once again didn't know what people were going to be playing, and I knew that heroes were going to be there, so equals and stuff. Mind Crush, yeah. And then finally, Solemn Warning because I'm not main decking it. I would like to main deck this card, but the main deck flows quite well as it is, so this sort of comes in against like Pendulum and like massive spammy decks like Infernoid. You know, just those things I really can't stand. So, yeah, that's the side deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Sorry if the video quality's not 100% like crystal clear, but I am recording at like gone midnight, so I just sort of record as and when the mood takes me. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about this update of my Volcanics, and I'll catch you all later. This is NeoNexudus signing out. Peace.